Okay,
All right.
we're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're rolling, yeah.
Once
Fuck
again,
off,
I
Dom.
get caught on the hop there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can cut that out in post,
Yes.
I
We can't,
suppose.
well, we'll leave it in.
Um,
Yeah. So we're back. Here we
we are
are.
back.
First episode of the new season.
First episode of
First,
Muscle Planet.
first episode of Muscle Planet season.
Yes.
Fresh back after Christmas. Do you know what, Michael? I've got deja vu.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I've got really bad deja vu. It almost feels like we've recorded this entire episode before.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Huh? You should
It's
get.
almost as if someone forgot to switch their fucking microphone on yesterday. And we spent an hour sitting here talking, only recording me.
You said you wouldn't shame me for this. I can't believe you've done this in front of the people. Yes. So we had a mishap yesterday that I take full responsibility for. I came over yesterday, Saturday, to record.
hmm
We were full of beans. We had lovely low-calorie coffees,
Yeah.
health coffees. We
And let
spoke
that
for
dog
an
in.
hour. It was really fun. Um,
Get in
turns out though I was speaking into the void because my microphone remained turned off.
Yeah.
Pardon, Tom. He's just trying to get rid of the canine pooch that's
So we had
running
a
around there.
terrible dog infestation.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is our second attempt.
This is round 2 of episode 1 first season.
Yes.
Starts we mean to go on by completely fucking up the first episode.
I mean, as people said, it's very on brand.
Very on brand for us, yeah.
Extremely on brand.
I'm sort of annoyed. It was a really good conversation as well yesterday.
It was a good
Yeah.
conversation.
And now we're going to have to explain a lot of things again.
We have to replicate it
Yeah.
and pretend like, oh, this is the first time we've ever talked about
Yeah.
this. Whoa.
Well, so me and Michael have both turned over a new leaf for the new year. We're
We're
living the low-cal lifestyle now, and we did a lot of discussing yesterday about calories.
We talked at length about
Yeah.
calories.
As I'm saying it and thinking about it, it might have been one of those discussions that you and me really enjoyed, but everyone would find boring because it
Possible.
was almost a medical discussion at one point.
But I think that the time of year being what it is,
Mhm.
people are into this. People are trying to think to themselves, all right, it's 2023. It's time to shift those pounds. It's
Yeah.
time to get back on the old treadmill.
Yeah.
It's time to turn over a new leaf, sort
Okay.
of. So I think people will be into this conversation.
Yeah,
So tell us, Tom, break it down. You are a man
Yes.
that is now counting calories.
Well, yeah. Yesterday we did talk about my healthy calorie counting habits
Yes.
and how I've had to calm myself down on the
Mhm.
consumption front. But then shortly after yesterday's conversation, we went out for a quick beer.
Post podcast beer.
Yeah, and we ended up having 4 beers.
Yeah, we had 4 beers.
And then I went out after you went home,
Yes,
and I had a lot more beers.
indeed you did.
And then I think I switched at one point to pints.
See, that's the slippery slope, and you'd started the
Yeah.
day so well.
Yeah, I started the day well.
You know,
I think I ended the day going 1,700 calories over my limit.
1,700.
Yes.
That's excessive, isn't it?
Yeah. So
But isn't that's a typical Saturday, man?
is that a cheat day? Can I call that a cheat day?
I mean, you might be within your rights to call that a cheat day.
But I don't know, like, because cheat day sort of means, oh, you can have a little bit of chocolate, maybe some ice cream. I ate twice as much
Yes,
as I usually do. Consumed twice as much as I usually
consume twice as much. Yeah, I suppose, man. But herein lies the rub, my friend. You can count calories all you want,
Mm.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
But when Saturday hits, baby,
do. No
it's
control.
Saturday.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, and Saturday is the International Day of having the crack,
Yes.
enjoying oneself,
Okay.
and taking a small beer.
Yeah,
Or
I
two.
took several small beers.
Well, this is
And then
this is the
today,
problem.
cooked and eaten an entire roast dinner.
But then it's Sunday, it's the Lord's Day,
Okay.
and it's
all
a
right.
day of rest and recuperation. And
But I wonder if the whole counting calories thing will work if I ignore it for 2 days of the week.
I get you,
Mhm.
and I get your concerns.
Yeah.
But hear me out on this, right?
Yeah.
This life of ours, it's a taxing experience at times.
Yes.
It's not easy. Monday to Friday, we're busting our chops
Yes.
So to speak.
Okay. Yeah.
to get things done, meet
Yeah.
deadlines, make people happy, make the higher ups happy,
Yeah.
so we can still make money and
Climb
enjoy
that corporate
ourselves.
ladder, baby.
We're busy. We're running
Yeah.
to, we're running through,
Yeah.
we're running all over the place. Right?
Okay.
A couple of days a week, a man gets a day off, gets a couple of days off.
Yeah.
You can't spend it fretting about, oh no, if I have another beer, I'll be 20 calories over my fucking
Yeah.
thingamabobs, right? It's about striking that balance between looking after yourself, eating healthily, experiencing and enjoying things. Sorry, and exercising and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Sorry.
I don't know
But-
where you're going with this,
But
by the
hear me
way.
out.
Yeah.
There's some kind of kernel of wisdom here, right? But then you still
sure?
have to be able to laugh and guffaw and have a bit of a beer with your buddies. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So you have to have the crack.
The crack is non-negotiable
Yes.
in my
Okay.
book. If failing to experience the appropriate levels of crack
Yeah.
during one's week
Yeah.
will result in negative, detrimental mental health
It's
issues.
almost as bad as obesity. Is what you're
It's
saying.
almost as bad as obesity. Some
Okay.
doctors are saying
So the locale lifestyle has to be balanced with crack-seeking behavior.
precisely. This is my
Okay.
hypothesis on this.
No, I
Right,
can.
what
I
do you
can live with
think?
that. Yeah.
Listeners might agree with me.
Listeners, write in. Do
They
you
might-
agree with Michael's medical hypothesis that the
Yes.
locale lifestyle can take a backseat to
Yes.
high crack fun?
Not necessarily a side seat.
A side seat. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
a passenger seat.
The two kids in the back,
Yes,
one on each
exactly.
side. No middle seat. The middle seat's
I think
dangerous.
that's fair to say.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Now, people will say to me, "But sure, you can have crack without having a beer," and so you can. By all means, go ahead.
Yeah, those are the people who are into board games, so we have to be careful.
They're into
with them.
games. They're into
Yeah.
big games. Games nights. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I kind of got into the locale lifestyle because, as I said yesterday, I was just broken man after Christmas.
Yes. Hmm.
You know, drinking, eating too much,
I felt
drinking
like
too much. Yeah, you
I
just.
felt like a tub of lard.
I think
after
yesterday I
Christmas.
said at one point, my ass went full Dharma. How was your ass over Christmas?
My ass.
Yeah,
I would say it was a mixed bag for my
Mixed
ass.
bag, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a variety show.
yeah, I know what
You
you
know?
mean. It's getting harder and harder these festive periods to get through. I think at one point my ass went full Dharma. It's like Buddha, just achieved balance. I had constipation and diarrhea at the same time. It's fucking awful. All I wanted to do was take a shit. Felt like there was a bag of cats in my stomach, honestly. I was just sitting there. Like, just get out of me. And it wouldn't go in. As soon as I started walking anywhere out of the house, it just starts giving me the alarm.
Full time.
You did? Did? It's awful, man. Fucking awful. Now
Which
what?
is
Yeah.
a very unusual and bespoke way to describe one's
Yeah.
arse.
Well, what I meant by that though was Dharma, as in the Buddhist concept of achieving balance.
Oh, I thought you meant Jeffrey.
No. My ass achieved balance in that I had diarrhea and constipation at the same time. It walked the eightfold path. What's the wheel called in Buddhism? I don't know.
Ah,
Wheel
yes,
of
the
Fortune?
wheel of
Something like that.
wisdom or some
Yeah,
shit.
some shit like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened to my insides. I was just in constant pain.
Yes.
But then, yeah, no, you took the ball and ran with it, and then we went down that Jeffrey Dahmer hole.
I didn't realize that when you said that to me, you were referring to like a religious concept of sort of-
Buddhism, yeah.
of
I
like
was-
balance
I
in,
was
in
talking
one's
about
life.
my ass as a Buddhist concept,
Buddhist
not
concept. I
not as
didn't
a
realize that, Tom.
not as a violent homosexual murderer.
I mean, I'd say arseholes have been described in many ways, but maybe not so as in not such a profound way
Yeah,
as the way you describe your bum, which
Well-
the people will like.
yeah. We'll have to send an email to the Dalai Lama and see what he says.
See what he reckons.
I think he's blocked me, but I'll just make another address.
Dear Your Holiness.
All right, mate. It's Tom again. Listen, my ass. It's on the latch at the moment, but sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't get the door open.
Yeah, can it achieve nirvana? Who
Yeah.
knows? You know, very, very funny, my friend. Well done.
Yeah. Well, I think. Are we gonna have this conversation? Yeah, we are. There is a sort of nirvana and true peace to be attained, and a really good indicator of how peaceful you are in your life, I think, is how good your shits are.
I think it's fair to say that because when it goes off tack,
Oh god, yeah.
It's
It's
rough.
always when you're having a bad time in life as well.
bad. Do you know what? I was very sick last week for a few days, as you know.
Yeah. Well, look, let's put this to the viewers. Michael's developed a very new six-pack ab workout routine, which
Yeah.
involves contracting norovirus
Yeah.
by letting a child sneeze in your mouth and then throwing up
Yeah,
and
it's just
shitting
it's just
yourself.
called get really, really, really sick for a couple of
Yeah.
days.
How ripped were
and
you?
You will. Oh man, I was. I'm telling you, I had that bod.
It's
I had that
just-
summer bod.
I just got a
You know?
lovely mental image of you like looking at yourself in
I
the mirror,
was.
sick as
I
a
was
dog, and you're thinking like,
Well, at least
I
I'm
look
skinny.
so fucking good.
It was very rough, but yeah. Listen, as regards how I was feeling and all, it was awful. But at the same time, most of what I was shedding
Mm-hmm.
was coming out the back end.
The back end, yeah.
You know,
I asked you
shit
if
that
you
does
have any.
plans.
I asked you if you had the spider dreams and the
Didn't have
hallucinations.
I did have fever dreams. Isn't that funny how whenever you're sick you get these mad,
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up
crazy.
dreams? Like,
Yeah,
do you know what
I
I'm
almost
saying?
enjoy it.
It is it's kind of weird way. It is
Mm.
kind of enjoyable.
Well,
Those
I told you yesterday
dreams.
as well. When I get ill,
Yeah.
and people say, if you get a fever, you like, put a cold compress in your head. I do the opposite. I try
Mm.
and boil myself up, increase my body temperature as high as it'll go.
Yeah.
So you put a full tracksuit on, wrap yourself in a duvet, stick the heating on as high as it'll go, and sweat that illness out. And
Sweat it out.
I maintain it speeds up the illness. You get it all done, but also it's quite fun having a fever dream.
Yeah.
It can be terrifying sometimes.
Can be,
Mm.
but it can be so surreal and trippy that it can be enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if one becomes aware whilst in the dream that you are
Oh,
dreaming.
the lucid dreaming. Yeah, it's
Oh.
great fun.
Now, there's an avenue to go down,
Lucid
but not
dreaming.
in this podcast
Yeah.
because we don't know enough about it yet.
I will do. We'll try and learn to become lucid dreamers and do instructional videos on lucid dreaming. The thing is, if I could do a lucid dream, I'd still just do something really boring, like build an entire house,
Yeah.
drive a train. Oh, this is great.
do the London to Manchester route or something.
Yo.
Some classic route.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
I
there's
used to
any
watch
classic
those on YouTube, like the POVs, where they put the camera in the front of the train.
Yeah.
I just love watching that.
It's
Still
a
do it occasionally.
Good afternoon for you, Tom.
God, don't get me started.
Solid.
Excitement,
Nice.
100%, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice one. But anyway, as we're getting back to what we were talking about there, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the low calorie kind of health kick
Yeah.
lifestyle. It's 2023. The boys are trying to shift a bit of timber.
Yeah.
Gain a bit of muss. Can you call it muss?
I'm not worried about the muss. It's definitely
The gut.
What is the Unwitting Australia sponsorship that I'm carrying
Yeah.
around here? It's getting a bit big, but
It's definitely a post 30 thing, like, isn't it?
yeah,
Hanging on to that belly fat.
and I know they say like fat's fat, like it doesn't matter how it comes, but there has to be some direct relation between how jiggly this is and the amount of beers I drink.
I would say that there's definitely is, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we did identify a low calorie alternative to beer yesterday,
We did.
which we were going to try today, but I completely forgotten to get any.
Sure, look.
Now it's
Time enough.
Diet Coke and champagne is what we're going to be drinking on breakfast beers from now on.
So apparently this is a good low calorie party drink that you can have and not worry about your waistline.
I'd call it a sensible, discreet alternative.
Sensible,
a
discreet
can
alternative.
would be a flute of Diet Coke and champagne.
Champagne. Now, in case any listeners back there think that we're fucking JD Rockefeller over here buying bottles of champagne and mixing it with Diet Coke, that's not the case. We will be buying a cheap fizzy wine alternative.
Yes, yeah.
That is also low calorie. We have to check the calories though.
I wonder if you can get low calorie fizzy wine. Yeah, I'm sure you can.
It's on the market.
Maybe we should make our own.
Jesus, I don't know.
No, that might be dangerous.
It could be dangerous. I'm seeing explosions there. Like, you know what I mean? Pressure fucking.
We're making wine, not fucking gasoline. But yeah, we'll do something like that.
Wine, fucking hell.
Turn into proper alcoholics, like Jeffrey Dahmer,
who was an absolute divil for the
cans. Would you call Jeffrey Dahmer a divil?
Oh, a divil for the cans.
He was a big man for cans.
Jesus, you couldn't stop him once he cracked one. Once he popped, he just couldn't stop.
I mean, I know there's a lot of similarities between me and Jeffrey Dahmer, as we saw yesterday on the podcast.
100%. I don't like this movie. It's kind of scary.
Have you heard of breakfast beers? We're just gonna watch a couple of podcasts with the boys.
So much like. I think I gotta leave.
Don't worry about the smell. I bought some low-calorie alternatives to beer and coffee. Do you like Diet Coke and champagne?
Sure, Jeff.
Come back to my place. See my collection of Lego models.
Yes.
I have Jango Fett and the Great Pyramid of Giza.
There's a man who didn't count his calories.
He didn't count his calories. I think all his calories came from booze. But
And a wee side of liver.
yeah. Jesus.
Sorry.
The difference between me and Jeffrey Dahmer is when I drink, I don't murder young men.
You don't murder young men,
No.
and it's to your credit, Tom.
Yeah, I'm very
know.
good at that.
You're good at avoiding that sort of stuff.
But you pointed out something interesting. He'd always drink cans,
Yes.
but it wasn't until he got on the whiskey cokes that he started killing.
Once he got on the JD and Coke,
Yeah.
that's when the darkness within.
Was it the JD
Came
or the
out.
coke that fueled the murderous?
I mean, it's
Rage.
a mean combination. All
Yeah.
that sugar, lacquer, and
If we
fucking
drink
alcohol together.
If we drink Coke and Diet Coke and champagne, we're not going to murder people, are we?
I mean, I really hope not.
There's only one way to find out.
There's only it's an experiment, but we'll have to lock the doors in case we get the murderous
So we get stabby.
intent.
Um,
But yeah, what a character.
he
I
was
would say,
he was a strange one.
isn't he?
And then the reaction after that Netflix thing came out with all the people saying like, "Oh, you can't go as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween.
Yeah,
He's what is it they say? Like he's troublesome. He's
problematic.
problematic. Yeah.
I mean,
He's a murderer. Yeah.
more than a bit fucking problematic.
yeah,
alright?
yeah. He's definitely a murderer.
Goodness me.
But
But
they-
yeah, as in like, oh, it's not funny or whatever to dress up. I mean, some people dress up as him.
Yeah.
This guy. Well, you didn't dress up for him.
I
at
didn't
Halloween,
dress up as anything
but
at
like,
Halloween.
whenever you see somebody doing an impression of him that looks like him, it is kind of funny. Like,
I mean, I was waiting
you
for like when you go to a costume shop and
Yeah.
for copyright reasons they can't say like, oh, it's a Jason Voorhees costume or a Freddy Krueger costume, so they call it like a Scissorhand Pajama Man costume,
yeah,
or
yeah.
or like
that's
Darth
right.
Vader is like Space Knight costume. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's one would just be violent, alcoholic, homosexual. Although I don't think there's any copyrights on Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, Jeffrey. Fucking
What
hell,
were you
eh?
like, Jeff?
Grim.
Yeah.
Good show, though.
Yeah, it was really good.
Fair play to
The
the
show.
to the show. Maker
Apparently,
of
the
show.
geezer who played him
They
had
did-
to.
Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
I'll
go
just
for
say this too. I feel like the show did a good job of like not glorifying him and like and also highlighting who the victims were and giving context to who they were, their families and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There, like it was. I don't. Obviously, it was exploitative to a certain extent, but it was also quite like, listen, these people are. You have to remember, these people had lives, they had families, and this
Yeah.
fucking bastard took that away.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It was more sort of about like the people around him. You got a real sense of like how in those days gay people were just shunned and put
Yeah,
aside
yeah, they were like.
instead of it just being like, oh, he's a cool murderer,
I
which
know.
is what a lot of things do.
Like, this is it. Like, the cops were like, I mean, it's terrible, but it was kind of, parts of it was like kind of laughable as well. Like, the way
Yeah.
the cops were treating, like the scene where he's basically caught. Like, he's got
Yeah,
this
little
kid with,
14-year-old boy.
and the cops are like, hey, we don't want to know anything about this
Yeah.
shit. Like, you know what I mean?
What have you got in there? Gay shit?
Hey,
Hey, you're a cop. Go and investigate.
I know. Sent the child back in with him.
Yeah.
Like,
Then he killed him.
horrendous. Like, that's a crime in itself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
mad
Yeah.
times. But then, as you pointed out, that was in the early 90s or
Yeah, I was alive when he
late
was doing
80s,
that.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Wasn't that fucking long ago?
Yeah.
You know?
It was, yeah, I think he was killing people while I was born. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, like you say, like they highlighted all the victims and stuff. And you think about the other one they did, Ted Bundy. They did a Ted Bundy thing.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't name a single person killed by Ted Bundy now. I don't know any
No.
of them.
No,
They just made him seem really cool.
I never watched that one. I missed that one.
He was really scary.
He was grim.
He was, but like he represented himself in court,
Yeah.
and the judge was like almost letting him get away with it because he's so charismatic.
Aye.
Like he's a proper psychopath.
It's fucking crazy
Mm.
looking back on.
But he
Like,
could,
but let's see, in that time, see, like, before, it seemed like the 70s, or at least 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever,
Hmm.
serial killers were just like able to fucking it was just handy for them.
yeah, it's
you know?
the big migration into the city, wasn't it? Everyone
Aye.
stopped living in towns and villages around the countries and started moving into big cities to live and work
Yeah,
because they got a lot more comfy and they weren't just dirty urban sprawls. They got cleaner.
yeah,
And then when that happened, all the weirdos came in and just went to town.
this is it. Fucking bonkers, mate.
Yeah.
But there you go. Be careful out there. That's all we're
Yeah.
saying.
Let's have a look here. We did
Oh yeah,
have,
we have a
did
little.
make some
We've made
notes.
some notes this
Oh,
week
we
or
made
today.
3 notes.
I can't
Christmas,
read.
I wrote. We
Ah
have just
yeah,
had Christmas. Was your Christmas any good?
it was good. Yeah,
You went back,
it
didn't
was
you?
lovely. Yeah, we went home and spent a lot of time with family. Met up with some friends.
Hmm.
Drank loads of pints.
Yeah.
Ate loads of food, and gained about 2 stone or
And
whatever.
that's what motivated you to choose the locale lifestyle.
That is what motivated me to do the local lifestyle, indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like no, it was lovely. Now, to be fair, it was nice to be back. Um, and yeah, but like, listen, that's well in the rear view now. We're
Yeah.
deep into January, and
Even
it is
January,
tis
almost
but a memory,
February.
huh?
Almost February. I'm going to New York
What's-
in
You're going to New York,
2 weeks.
indeed you are.
Less than 2 weeks.
And you had a nice. You didn't go home for Christmas, but you went home last week, right?
Yeah, I went home last
you
week
spent-
for a birthday, and that was fun.
And you were saying to me you had these feelings of nostalgia slash kind of melancholy nostalgia.
Yeah,
Would you describe
yeah,
it
because
as?
I think I told you yesterday, it's all now because I lived in the city where I'm from for, well, my first 23, 24 years.
Yeah.
But now when I go back there, like, especially when I was going out, like going to pubs and hanging out with friends, that's all just seems like it was just one summer of my lifetime. So
Yeah.
I see things.
Like a highlight reel of
Yeah,
that
like a
summer.
highlight reel. But
Mm.
I see things, like I see places, they trigger memories, but I can't remember when it happened. Like if I
Yeah.
was 24 or 17.
It's blurred into one.
It's all blurred into one giant, endless summer in my
Yeah.
mind.
I
So it's
get
weird
that,
going
man.
back there, and the longer I stay there, the more I want to stay. The more I want to stay and don't want to come back. So I don't
Yes.
really like going back for too long. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
get too nostalgic and too homesick.
I know what
As
you
soon
mean.
as I've left, I'm fine. Like as soon as I'm on the plane back here, I was fine.
Yeah.
But the day of leaving, I was just like, oh fuck's sake.
This is it. I know what you mean. I obviously it's always tough to leave,
Yeah,
but for me it's tough to leave because you just miss your family and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's not necessarily tough for me to leave because of yeah.
living at home in the family home, which is like a family home that's run by people who've been running a home for
Yeah.
decades and decades and know how to do it.
Yes.
So like go downstairs, I open the fridge and it's just stocked with lovely food and
Yeah.
all this thing, and then come back here and open my fridge and there's like half a block of parmesan and like a potato in water and a moldy avocado.
I
It's like,
know,
oh, for
yeah.
fuck's sake, what am I doing? I hate myself.
I know, mate. Yeah, like I guess like our mums are just they just know how to
They're wizards.
take care of the fucking place, like
They're
don't they?
fucking wizards, yeah.
Yeah, I know, and it's easy to slip into a comfort zone when you are home because you're lifted and led, as we would say back home, which means like they're making you cups of tea, you're getting your dinner made for you,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
fucking out here, you're out there, do you know? But at the same time, man, we're in our 30s.
Gotta grow up
We've
sometime.
got to pull ourselves up here by the bootstraps.
I don't
and
want to grow up, dude. I want to be
start cleaning
fucking
the fridge.
autistic Peter Pan. That's what I want to be. Just bumbling around for the rest of my life.
Mm,
Did you get any cool Christmas presents?
Christmas
Speaking
presents.
speaking of the 30-year-old men, what
Yeah.
Christmas presents did you get?
I got some nice stuff, man.
Mm.
I got some like nice perfume and nice clothes and PJs and good stuff, man.
Nice
Yeah.
fucking PJs.
I mean,
That's
I like. I know this sounds like I prefer to look at me. I prefer to give gifts, but I honestly do prefer to
Really?
give. Then I'm always a bit weird when I receive gifts. Like it's lovely. Like I do. It's always
You gave
nice.
me a great Christmas
I know,
present, a
I
little
did, yeah.
T-shirt with us two on it saying "I wuff you" and then dog ears and dog tongues.
Yeah, I know it's really weird.
I'll wear that for the next one.
Yeah, it's
It's great,
super
though.
weird, but it's funny.
I loved it.
But yeah, this is it. No, I got some nice gifts. And the thing about it is the main thing for me is just as I hate to harp on about it, but it's the crack.
The good crack at
It's a
Christmas.
good bit of crack with your family, with your friends,
You're a
out in
man
the
for Christmas crack.
bar.
Yeah.
I'm a devil for the Christmas crack,
Okay.
you know. And I enjoy the run up to Christmas, and then the bit after, and having just seeing old friends again,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I love that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I love that any time of the year,
Yeah.
if it's possible, you know.
It strikes me as I get older that I just enjoy getting socks more and more.
I mean, you're delighted to get socks.
A nice pair of
Yeah.
funky socks, maybe with a cool pattern on them.
Do you remember when you were a
Love
kid?
that.
You were like, "Oh fuck, another pair of socks."
Yeah,
Like, Jesus, these days you're like,
love it.
"Yes,
Yeah, and
happy
they're so
days, more
silky smooth. The
socks."
first time you put a new pair of socks on, it glides onto your foot.
Pure comfort,
Oh
like.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
lovely.
That's
I'd love
all.
a wee pair of slippers. So would.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get a
Yeah.
nice pair of slippers. It's all I ask for. Really, is just socks. That's all
Yes.
I got. Socks, underwear, and a giant Lego model of the Pyramid of Giza,
Yes,
which I
absolutely.
love.
Yeah, certainly. So we have one or two little contributions.
Let's have a look at the questions.
Now, we do have a contribution from our London correspondent.
Should we do the London correspondent now?
Yes,
Let's check the London
but can
correspondent.
I confess something?
What?
I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh,
Have you listened to it?
I have. I've already forgotten what it was.
Okay, so we're going to discover this together.
Okay.
Nice one. So our London correspondent, Big Sean Cox, sexy Sean, we love you and thank you for sending us something. I forgot to listen to it, but we'll listen to it now.
Let's hope it's not racism's.
Yeah, I really hope it's not on about UKIP again. You know?
Right
right.
wing Sean, that's what they call him.
It's Sean.
Hello. How are we? We should all be wary of anyone who believes in all conspiracy theories. I think it's a sign of someone who believes in too much. But what conspiracy theories do you believe in? Like, you might not believe in all. You might be a skeptic at heart, but there might be one that you're like, come on, you know?
Oh, thank you, Sean.
Oh,
Thank you, Sean.
that's the rest of the podcast sorted then, isn't it?
Beautiful contribution there. Conspiracy theories, and it wouldn't be the first time that we've mentioned that on this pod.
Yeah.
But he says you should be wary of anyone that believes in all conspiracy
Yeah.
theories, which I think is probably wise,
Yeah.
to be wary of someone like that.
I mean, I've got a few. Straight away, the one that's on topic for this episode, the locale episode, I think people like Demi Lovato
Yes.
and people who go on about fat phobia and fat shaming,
Yes.
and who say you shouldn't do things like that, and advertising low-calorie things is fat phobic.
Okay.
I think those people are sponsored by Nestle and big sugar companies to promote this idea that low-calorie alternatives are bad for you,
Yeah.
so that people stay eating sugar.
I mean, that's solid.
Yeah.
It's solid, and I think there is some merit to that one.
Yeah, Demi Lovato is a Nestle
Yeah.
shill.
Like, there's no doubting that Big Sugar has got its tendrils in various fucking, promotional rackets.
Yeah.
Trying to keep people hooked on the sugar and doing it in sort of little sneaky ways.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the ways they do it. They say, "Oh, you got to embrace the body you're in," and all this
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
And say, "Hold on a second here, like we all know sugar. Too much sugar is just poison. It's
Yeah.
poison, like
Yeah.
same as too much alcohol." Do you
Well,
know?
there was an incident where Demi Lovato went into like a smoothie shop,
Yeah.
and by the till they had like low-calorie snacks, saying
Yeah.
low-calorie snacks, only 20 calories here, and then she like blew them up on Twitter or Instagram or something,
Yeah.
saying like, "This is incredibly fat phobic. Like, I'm comfortable in my own body. Why are you forcing this in my face?"
Yeah.
And then they replied to her saying like, "No, it was no sugar snacks,
Yeah.
like artificial sweeteners." And she said it was like really offensive to her, made her upset. And they said, "Well, they're there for diabetic people who can't eat sugar,
Okay.
so they can have the snacks." And she said, "Well, you should call them diabetic snacks, not low sugar snacks."
Okay.
But I have a theory that she was,
fuck off.
yeah,
like,
she was
you know what I mean?
sponsored by Big Sugar to do that.
She could well have been.
Do you have
She
any
could well have been.
any conspiracy theories that you believe in?
I don't know. I'm not even necessarily sure if some of this would be considered conspiracy theory, but like, there's definitely piggybacking off what you said there. There's vested interests
Yeah.
that have interest in perpetuating things. So whether that's people to be hooked on sugar,
Yeah.
or people to be hooked on other things,
Mm.
or for certain wars to continue,
Yeah.
which I think is a big one at the moment. Look into that. The amount of people that that are making huge sums of money off
Of the Ukraine thing,
things
yeah.
such as war,
Yeah.
weapons manufacture, importing, exporting weapons, and fucking things like that. I think there are huge, big corporate interests, business in other ways, who are making a fortune out of human misery.
Well, that's my conspiracy theory of conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Is that conspiracy theories are a conspiracy?
Okay.
Hear me out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think any conspiracy theory you can read on the internet,
Yes.
it's there, not because it's like hidden knowledge, because governments
Yeah.
and big corporations want it to be there
Okay.
because it's like a red herring. It's misdirection.
I
So,
would
like,
agree that there are definitely red herrings that are
yeah.
deliberately put out.
So all
you know?
these things like 9/11 was an inside job, or it
Yeah.
was like the buildings didn't fall down; they were blown up with demolition charges, and which is like obviously false if you look at the videos. But they let those conspiracy theories perpetuate
Yes.
because it distracts people from other
Yes.
things maybe about that day that should be looked into. Like, was
Yeah.
there more than 4 planes? Because a
Yeah.
lot of pilots on that day reported, well, when we were told that we can't take off, all planes in the USA are grounded.
Yeah.
In our first class cabin, we had like 7 young Arabian men, which never happens.
Yeah.
And when the plane docked, they ran off and left their luggage, and in their luggage we found like knives and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's loads of that stuff. So it's like
This is it.
misdirection.
No, I do. I think that there are certain sort of managers of society, managers
Yeah,
of
yeah,
power,
yeah.
right?
Not like the
That-
Illuminati, but
No, but and they would be, they would be quick to perpetuate or allow a conspiracy theory that paints them as dangerous and powerful
Yeah.
to be disseminated, because it means that people are more likely to be fearful and you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Isolated
And do what they should do. Do
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. But yeah, as regards specific conspiracy theories, like I don't really go full tilt into
Yeah.
them.
What's that one about Liverpool? Like all the Liverpool players have asthma because it
Ah.
allows them to take
I mean, that's a football conspiracy.
it
Yeah,
allows
like
them to take a certain drug or something, which would otherwise be
yeah.
illegal.
I mean, that was doing the rounds
That's
for
very funny.
a few couple of years now, and
Mhm.
a lot of Liverpool fans would be sickened to
Okay.
this is brought up. But yeah, this is it. I don't know. Like apparently it's been debunked and all
Yeah.
the rest. But whatever. There's a little bit of a high level of players with asthma in Liverpool
Yeah.
Football Club, but beyond
Okay.
that, I couldn't possibly comment. But yeah, this is it. Going back to my point, I think like there's definitely some truth to some conspiracy theories, and there's definitely nefarious shit going on,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's blatant, and sometimes it's not so blatant, but it's definitely going on. And if anybody who thinks that the world governments and big corporations are just fucking, oh, they're just trying to look out for our best interests, and they're just trying to make people's lives better, you might want to have a fucking look at
Yeah.
yourself. Like, do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like the fucking
You
COVID
know,
vaccine.
you might want to,
Just useless.
yeah, you might want to fucking stop sipping the Kool-Aid a wee bit.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy either, but you see this big building here?
Yes.
I think a monkey lives at the top of that building. I've seen it.
It's time for a podcast highlight.
Like
A monkey?
Yeah, like a chimpanzee.
A chimpanzee?
Yeah, I think I've seen a chimpanzee up there once.
What the fuck's he doing up there?
Well, it's like there was like a man walking around in a high-vis jacket, and he was being followed by like a smaller man, which was like knuckle walking like that. So
Now, is he a pet? Do you
I
think?
don't know. Chimpanzees are dangerous.
How often have you seen this?
Once.
Once?
Yeah, at night.
Have you ingested any
I
chemicals?
was a little bit
and stuff like
drunk, yeah, but
that?
I
A little bit gassed? A little bit
little bit
chinned?
gassed, but I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80%, 87%, 84% sure I saw a chimpanzee up there.
We at 84%.
Hmm.
I mean, that's not a bad
Yeah.
percentage. Here's what I think: we need to monitor that situation.
We'll
Because-
get a telescope and we'll put
Yeah.
it in the upstairs
Yeah.
zone and then keep it trained on there.
If there's a wee chimp up
It was
there,
like a year ago though, so I don't know. Like, how long do chimps live?
they live decent lifespan, I think.
Okay,
for like 40 years, maybe something like that.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
that. No, I'm thinking of like chameleons. Chameleons only live for like 3 years.
Well, people often get chimps and chameleons mixed up, Tom. So I can see.
Yeah, they both start with. Do they start with
See.
Yeah. God. Oof, I'm tired today.
Fucking hell. But yeah, now we did say before that on the podcast we may start getting into conspiracy theories. So maybe we should sort of regroup and choose one to investigate a bit more, so we can talk about
Maybe
it in
the
more detail.
listeners, maybe the listeners can send in some conspiracy theories we should investigate.
Yes, the ones that are particularly interesting to you, or ones that you think there could be some fucking grain of truth
Yeah,
to.
there's some in there.
You know?
And then we'll do what we always do, which is heavy fact-based research.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the conspiracy section of the podcast just after the business section.
Pass the cheese, please.
Freaky women.
Shall I just start telling people to kneel when they meet me? Kneel.
Can you do his voice? Are you any good at his voice?
I haven't seen it in ages. It's just really deep, isn't it?
I will make you a warlord of all Greece.
You will be the warlord of all Greece.
Oh, there we go. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd love to kneel down, but I've got this bad knee.
That's the best thing
That's
about
me doing
that's Jared Butler,
Jared Butler
who
impression.
anytime he does a role will always slip into Scottish. Like he always goes back to Scottish whenever he does any acting.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, he just slips into it.
300 was a good show.
It was great.
Great show. Back in the day, it was like weird with the fucking comic book style.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like
shots.
most of the shots are just copies of like the actual
Graphic
comic
novel.
book. Yeah, like shot for shot remake of a book.
Cool,
But,
cool
yeah, that's
story
cool.
as well, because it's based
It's
on
real.
true events.
Yeah. Now,
you know,
I think in the
obviously-
real thing, Leonidas pretty much died instantly in the Battle of
probably,
300.
yeah.
He took an
I'd imagine.
arrow to the eye, like in the first volley. But
Yeah,
I guess that's cool.
but them 300 Spartans, bad motherfuckers.
The Spartans, problematic.
Wee bit problematic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big
Mhm.
men for the boy rape,
They were a wee bit.
not big men for the clothes. They exercise their right.
Yes, they exercise their right to nakedness.
Yeah. Now, I think in that part of Greece, nakedness probably preferable. Very hot.
Roasting.
Roasting.
Yeah.
I'd
Could
be
you imagine
naked.
the height of summer? Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Thermopylae.
Yeah.
Roasting your balls off, mate.
It's what a thermometer is named after.
Ah.
I made that up, but
Oh, fuck you, Tom. I believed you for a second. I'm so gullible, like. Huh?
but there must be something there. Thermopylae, thermometer,
Maybe.
meter,
There could be something to it.
measures,
Wait.
thermo, heat.
This is something you could look into post.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
I'll fact check myself.
Slip it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you want to have the body of Xerxes.
Yeah. Or maybe just
for
have like
me,
a Grecian body, you know.
a Grecian body.
They were very strong people,
They
the
were.
ancient Greeks. There's
were. And would you like a wee man boy servant to come live
yeah,
with you?
obviously. Yeah, like a tiny little man tiny little boy follows me around everywhere.
Oh,
There's
dear.
some there's an inscription somewhere of like I think it was maybe the Battle of Marathon,
Okay.
and they're talking about the Athenians, what they did. Like every man in Athens had to train as a soldier on like the side, so they had like a people's militia.
Okay.
Then they got invaded, I think, by the Persians, and the Athenians had to like run from the city to the beach, and they know where the city of Athens is, and like
Yes.
the old walls, and they know where the beach is, and it's a 2 kilometer sprint, but they had to
Right.
do it. These soldiers had to do it in like with their
In-
shield and their
with,
spears and their
with
armor,
weapons and stuff.
which weighs like 25-30 kilos,
Holy shit.
and they all did it. So they ran, they sprinted,
Yeah.
and then had a fight wearing all this stuff. So they were strong people.
Oh, they definitely were, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, people back in the day were savage, like, as regards strength.
Yeah, well, I
strength
think
and
it's
endurance,
just, yeah,
stamina.
you had to be, or you died.
Or you
Like,
die,
it just,
exactly.
yeah, it just sorted through people.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck me. That's very... Listen, history is another thing that we're thinking about taking deep dives on.
We do have to
You know.
eventually release our World War I and II podcast,
Yes.
which is, I want to listen to it.
Yeah, I think... Do you know what? I would love if you could send it to me, because I want to listen to it myself.
I'll figure out how to send it to
It
you.
was
yeah.
an interesting conversation done in twilight.
Done in Twilight, yeah.
Darkness.
Quite a few beers were involved.
Yeah.
We had to stop 3 or 4 times to go and take PPs.
We did. There was a lot
Yeah.
of pee-pee bricks,
Yeah.
you know.
And then I think it ended with me comparing myself to Hitler's idea of the Übermensch, which probably isn't good.
probably isn't good,
No.
but you're not kicking the arse off it. Like, you
Yeah.
look at you got the blonde hair.
Well, I often
I
think
mean,
like,
you're over 5'6".
yeah, I think
so-
if you, hey,
Sorry,
I am a
You're
majestic
very-
6 foot tall minimum, 6'1" in the right shoes.
Yes. Okay.
And my razors.
Mhm.
Yeah, I often think like if you sent me back in time to sort of 1937, 1938, just before everything got going,
Yeah.
and showed me to Hitler, he'd probably have to rethink a lot of his views.
You think so?
Yeah, like about the Aryan master race.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'd be like, mein Führer, we found this man wandering around the planes and the trains. Is this what you mean by the Ubermensch? I'm like, hi, Hitler.
You dressed as a train
Yeah.
conductor.
My ass is on the latch at the moment, so yeah, you dressed as a little train conductor hat with a whistle.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that might put him
wonder.
off.
I wonder what. I don't think he would have thought much of me about Hitler. Like,
Don't think you like the Irish, did he?
He didn't really say much about the Irish, but I don't think he would have liked us.
There's a map somewhere of like his plans for when he conquered the world, how he was going to divide it up, and he
Aye.
let Britain keep Britain,
Yes.
but Ireland was also Britain and Scotland was also Britain.
Yeah. Yeah. I would imagine.
And I
so.
think the USA got divided up between Britain, Japan, and Germany.
Yeah. Well, listen. Thank fuck. Huh?
Mm.
It's a close shave, a close thing.
Yeah.
As you'll know if you listen to the pod, that we did. Anyway,
Yeah.
so don't bother watching any really good documentaries like World War II in color or read Anthony Beaver. Listen to our podcast.
We'll
about
sort
World
it
War
out.
I
We
and
know
World War II.
everything there is to know about the
Yeah,
Second World War,
especially if
and
you're
the
doing
First World War.
studying for exams. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Write down what we say, and then if you get told you're wrong, direct that person to this podcast so they can see that they're
100%.
right.
100%. Anyway, back to Xerxes. My body goals are, I don't know. I would like to shift a few pounds of fat around the belly,
Okay,
if possible.
but that's a realistically achievable goal.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
specifically
I
asked for
shifted fat.
unachievable goals.
Yeah, like I've lost weight this week because I was sick.
Yeah,
But like, yeah,
you can't do that every week.
no,
You
it's
could
not
do that
sustainable.
every week.
Make myself ill. Ugh, become bulimic.
Shall we become bulimic?
Oh, God, Tom. No.
No. Oh. Someone
Let's
told me
not
once
go
the
down this road.
problem with it is it just burns your teeth yellow at the back where you vomit.
makes you ill.
Oh, does it?
I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
Believe you, it's a no-go.
Now, anything else that we need to cover, Tom?
Mm,
Is there something pressing?
have I forgotten something?
No, I don't
Oh.
think so.
I don't think we've forgotten anything.
So, but this is the return of the pod. This is Muscle Planet Season 1.
Season 1, Episode 1.
Well, Muscle Planet is the name we're given to the series. It's still Breakfast Beers, obviously.
Yeah.
But we are thinking about doing other little bits, like little character bits.
We'll do
aren't
some
we?
character bits. Yeah, we're going to do some investigative journalism
Yeah,
at some point. So
So
stay
some-
tuned for that.
gonzo journalism.
Yeah.
We're thinking of doing some reviews
Yeah.
because people want to know what our opinions are on things.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
Because we're very qualified to do
a lot
that.
of people don't know they want to know our opinions on things, but they're going to
Yes.
find out.
They're going to
pretty
find out
soon.
regardless.
Yeah. So we do reviews.
So we're going to do some reviews, and in the next few weeks, there's going to be big content.
Well, not in the next few weeks. I'm going to New York.
Oh, you're going to.
There's
New
a
York,
big
yes, yes.
pause in delivery maybe in a few weeks' time. But then I'll
Yes.
come back from New York. I'll bring my opinions about New York.
I
might even-
look forward to your
I might even
opinions.
do some vlogging in New York. I've
Certainly.
heard it's big.
They reckon it's at least half the size of fucking
Barcelona.
Barcelona. At least half.
I don't know.
You know,
I have to bring my walking shoes to get around.
you have to bring the walking boots.
Well, they do have a nice underground train system, which I will spend most of the day riding.
Yes. Just you be careful when you're talking to strangers.
Okay. Well, I
Right.
won't talk to strangers.
Okay.
Just
good.
exercise my right, pull my pants down until they leave.
That's the approach to take.
It's a classic way to get rid of someone. It's what they say. If you're ever in a fight, don't take your top off, pull your pants down.
Pull your pants down and,
Yeah.
and the fight's over.
That's it.
End of
No,
fight.
no one wants to fight someone with their pants around their ankles. Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Look after one
Bye.
another and wrap up warm.
Wrap up warm. Walk the dog.
Take the dog out for a walk.
Take the dog out for a walk. Okay.
Good luck.
Bye bye.